Questions for Coach?
Reaction to your team's effort?
Disappointed. Yeah, and I wasn't disappointed with the first period. You know, we give up a goal with under a minute to go. The responsibility is mine on that. I shouldn't. We had the wrong people in that situation on the ice, and that's my fault. But after that rattled us more than normal because we just never got it back. The mistakes we made tonight were obviously costly, but I was disappointed with the effort. I think we let that momentum hurt us. I think obviously, you know, you don't see a short-handed goal 5-on-3 very often. That killed us. You know, I kind of left it up to the bench to take care of itself versus look to me. And that's a fine line from a coaching perspective, because I don't know if I'm the one that can create them or try to get the momentum back. But I was disappointed with the way we reacted to those two plays in particular. Full marks to our opponent. I thought they were good tonight. They were the better team, especially the second and third. But disappointed with our effort.
On the power play, it looked like, especially on the 5-on-3, very tentative, looking for the perfect pass.
Yeah, it looked like they'd never been coached before, which that's on us. So not much more to say than that. You've got two extra guys and you hit somebody in the shin pads and then you almost fall and give up a goal. I mean, it's disappointing.
How do you feel about how you played in this series overall?
Overall, Zane, inconsistent. I thought there was times last time we played well. I thought there was times that first period tonight where we played okay. I think when we look back at this series, we ultimately failed, which comes down to me. You know, we talked last week about preparing for a big-time series, knowing that our opponent was going to be preparing for it in a championship-type series, and we want to be a championship team, and we need to take that step. Well, we failed with that, and that comes right to the head coach. So I'll take full responsibility for that. We're going to continue to push. We're going to continue to find people that will excel in situations like that and not find ways to not execute. Because that's what it was. Their guys executed and our guys didn't. It wasn't about they didn't want to execute. Our guys wanted to. We need people that are able to execute under those circumstances in that situation right there. And we got beat by a team that was executing at a higher level than we were. So I don't think we were very good over the course of the weekend, over the course of two games. And to take 1 point at home in a series that was built up as it was, that's the proof.
Looking ahead, you have, I believe, Minnesota State next week.
Yep.
2 games, tough matchup. How do you prepare?
Well, I think it's going to be damage control Monday, you know, quite honestly, and from a mental perspective, you know, what type of damage did this weekend do to us mentally? And we'll have to lean on the leadership group. It has been a resilient group over the course of time, not just this season, but in seasons past. So you pick yourself up. You were punched in the face pretty good, and you pick yourself up and you go back to work, because Minnesota State, they'll smell blood and they'll take advantage. We're 2 points behind, same number of games played. Now we've got somebody chasing us 2 points behind, same number of games played. Not much time to feel sorry for ourselves, and we're running out of opportunities as the 15-16 family. So that'll be the conversation Monday. And these young guys will or they won't listen, and they will or they won't pick themselves up and go back to work. It's a short week. But at this point, the preparation is as much mental and rest as anything. So that'll. Unfortunately, we've been in this position before, where we have to pick ourselves up, and that'll be the game plan come Monday. But there's still lots of hockey to play. But not if you're not right. Not if you're not focused. Not if you're not beyond this. They're disappointed. You know, I'm not talking about just me. We are disappointed. But come Monday, we'll have to be refocused and ready to go back to work, because there's lots of hockey to play. There's a championship still there for us, and that's it.
Do you think that goal that was at the end of the first, do you think that was kind of like a turning point?
Unfortunately, I do. I really do. Where, last night it made it 2-0 and it kind of fired us up. It's completely and utterly unexcusable to be giving up goals with under a minute to go in periods like we've been doing. But it hasn't rattled us to the point where it rattled us tonight. And then we kind of get a break and get a 2-man advantage. This is going to sound like an excuse, but we've got young people in situations. Jordan Ernst gets a shot blocked, almost falls down for a goal again. Shane Bednar, those are both freshmen. Is it our fault that they're on the ice? Not necessarily. I mean, those are the players that we think are capable. But they're still freshmen, making freshman-type mistakes. Unfortunately, tonight they ended up in our net. But that play at the end of the first rattled us. That 5-on-3 goal against rattled us, and it was only 2-1. I mean, the game wasn't over. But we almost acted like it was. And then, their third goal was the break they got. I mean, that hit our stick in front of, I don't know what to say about that. Why we deserve that bounce, and we got it. We got it. So, to answer your question, yes, I do think it rattled us. And then I think the 5-on-3 goal against was unfortunately was the straw that broke our back.
You mentioned earlier about trying to see if the bench would respond on their own. They didn't respond in the way you wanted, so now do you have to be harder on them, coach differently?
I honestly feel I'm beyond. We're beyond that. We're beyond me yelling and screaming and trying to create something. The bottom line is we had an opportunity this weekend that we didn't take advantage of, and we have to continue to preach what we're about, and that's the best version of everybody every day. And we didn't get that tonight consistently from me all the way down. And we go back to work Monday and try to get, that's the goal, try to strive towards that. But I don't think I believe it's 9 games left, guaranteed. I don't think it's the time to yell and scream. I think it's a time to go back to the foundation of who we are, which is a bunch of people that trust each other and have relationships, and we're striving for the best version of everybody on a daily basis. That's the responsibility of the people within that room, people within the program, quite honestly. So that'll be the. I don't know to do any more. I mean, me running in there and yelling and screaming, all that does is release my stress and my tension. It doesn't do any good. Maybe there was a time for that. I don't think that's the time right now. But the responsibility lies with me. We've got to figure out a way to put this behind us and go back to work.
If you keep reminding them the specific messages that you want, what are the signs of body language that you want to see in those last 9 games?
I want to see us play more to our level than we did tonight. I thought there was times last night in the second, third period we did that. I want to give full marks to our opponent because there's always somebody that has something to say when you're in series like this. I mean, it's not just us playing poorly. They played well. They executed. They took advantage of chances. I think a sign of desperation and intensity is blocking shots. There's no way, I think our shot blocking guy was off. There's no way they blocked only 11. I think they had 11 each period. Anyway, that's a sign of desperation to me. The way they shot, the block shots in the power play, you look at the replay of their 5-on-3 goal, the way that kid blocked that shot, he wanted to block it. And he got rewarded for it by going down and scoring. It's the desperation and the intensity, that's what we're striving for. So I want to give them full marks, but it's we just didn't fight as hard as we did last night. So it's not going to be, again, the focus on Monday, it's not the end of the world. There's 9 games to go and then hopefully 2 more in playoffs. And there's still a championship at hand. We've got a tough task going on the road to Minnesota State, but a place that we've had success before a couple of years ago when we played there. So that's why I say it's damage control. We can't be tripping over our lip, and that's where they're going to look at me and say, well, what's he acting like? Is he all disappointed, and are the coaches all yelling and screaming and panicking? And that's why I say I don't think it's time for that. I think it's time to refocus and go back to work, because win or lose, that's what you should do, and that's what we'll do. We'll rest tomorrow, and then we'll go back to work Monday.
Good, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.